What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the BMW M3 competition and the BMW M340i. So, if you are new here,
hello my friend chicken nugget,
and if you are one of the OG subscribers, welcome back. Hopefully, I have a good video for you today. So, to make things a little bit clear for you, the BMW M3 competition and the M340i are both high-performance luxury sports sedans, but the M3 competition is obviously the big dog compared to the M340i. Because when the M340i was made, BMW had in mind that it was going to be more of a daily driver, comfortable, fast car. So, in other words, if you can't handle the aggression of the M3 competition, you go get yourself an M340i. Or in other words, if you can't afford the M3 competition, you go buy the M340i. But that doesn't mean that the M340i is a bad car, and today we're going to compare both of them and see if the price difference is really worth it. A little disclaimer before we get into today's video, it is worth it. If you can buy the M3 competition, obviously you get the M3 competition. But anyways, now let us talk engines. The M3 competition comes with a 503 horsepower turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 engine, and the M340i, on the other hand, comes with a 382 horsepower turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 engine. So a lot of similarities in the engine department, but obviously the horsepower is a lot different. And of course, that is not the only differences between the M340i and the M3 competition. The M3 competition has more aggressive suspension tuning, larger brakes, and a lighter weight for better track performance, and blah blah blah. But here's the thing, apparently both cars have very sharp handling. Obviously, the handling is going to be different between the M340 and the M3 competition, which means the BMW M3 competition is naturally just going to have better handling. According to BMW, the M3 competition is more of a track-focused car, and it is built around being a good track car, while the M340i is built more towards, you know, daily driving and comfort, while also having to offer good performance. But in my opinion, if you are my age or older or younger and you're looking for comfort, you are boring, because we shouldn't be looking for comfort. We should be looking for uncomfort. We don't want the comfortable car. You like a rough ride. Once you get in a car that rides rough, comfortable cars start to feel soft.
you must have a goddamn IQ of 160.
And that's the point of them. But whatever that is out of the way, let's talk 0 to 60 times. The BMW M3 competition can accelerate from 0 to 60 in approximately 3.2 seconds, while the M340i can do it in 4.2 seconds, which makes the difference a full second. Is 1 second enough of a difference between two cars that you'd go out and dump a lot of money into the M3 instead of the M340i? Or is it not a big enough of a difference? And that is the question that a lot of people ask themselves, but it's kind of almost the wrong question. The right question to ask is, how is the car different overall? You have better suspension, better handling, better sound probably. It is a full second, and it's a lot better to have a 3-second car than it is to have a 4-second car. But depending on you and your preferences, what kind of car are you looking for? Again, the correct answer is the M3 competition, of course, if you can afford it. And this is what they both sound like, starting with the M3 competition. I haven't heard what they sound like yet, but I'm just gonna BS my way out of this one. I think the M3 competition sounds a little bit better naturally, so the difference shouldn't be massive though. Like, they should be kind of within the same tone. It's not gonna be completely different. So that is it for sound. Well, what about styling? The M3 competition and the M340i have very similar designing cues and share many design elements. You know, both models have a very sporty look, but there is a difference, which of course gives the M3 competition the upper hand. It has a few more unique features that set it apart from the M340i, which is, you know, understandable. But these things are, you know, larger wheels, more aggressive diffuser, you know, blacked out exhaust tips. However, I think that the M3 competition looks a lot better than the M340i. Now, the M340i is a great car and all, but it's just, it looks a lot like a 3 Series. So a 320, a 330, a 340 is all the same thing. You know, it's exactly the same thing like buying an EcoBoost Mustang instead of a Mustang GT. But they both look completely different. No, it's not the same thing as buying it. Or it could be. Depends on how you want to view it. But the M3 competition is more of the, you know, track-focused car. Obviously, it's supposed to look more aggressive. The M340i looks more like luxury and you know, it could definitely blend in traffic a lot better than the M3 competition could. The BMW M3 competition and the M340i are very similar when it comes to the interior. Both cars have high quality materials and advanced technology and all the modern bells and whistles that we're used to nowadays. And both cars are fairly spacious and comfortable, unless of course you're gonna get the carbon bucket seats for the M3 competition, which is 100% the right thing to do. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's carbon bucket seats. The M3 competition again has the upper hand when it comes to the interior, because while it shares all the basics with the M340i, it obviously has its own touches, which is also something that we've been used to seeing for the past millions of years. And you also get the M button things that you press on and you can configure your own modes and all these things. Now, starting 2023, there is a one big connected infotainment system, and it extends all the way down to the dashboard, digital cluster, that dashboard. Yeah. It is loved by few and hated by many. I think it's a good thing. I'm kind of bored of the BMW infotainment systems, the older ones. They just pop out of nowhere and they're very awkward. But I didn't mind the newer digital clusters that they have. They're nice, they're cool, but I'd much rather BMW change their infotainment system than change their car to electric. So it doesn't matter. They can add a big screen, they can not add a screen at all, they can do whatever they want when it comes to that infotainment. That's stuff you don't really care about when you're driving such a performance car. But I heard they're making an all-electric BMW M3 competition, and I'm assuming it is to respond to the C63, blah blah blah. It could be, it could be not. I heard that's something that they are doing. It could be true, it could be fake. Now, the BMW M3 competition is not going to be fully electric, but they are going to offer a fully electric version, which in my opinion is not a bad thing. I mean, for every single car that they make, if they can offer an electric version and let people decide whether they want to switch to EVs or not, would be very ideal. But that's not what's going to happen. And at the same time, I don't think everything's going to go electric, but that's a different story. I think things are going to remain the way they are for quite some time. Yes, there's going to be new EV editions and, you know, car manufacturers line up, but there are people out there that aren't into cars like you and me are, and they want an EV. A lot of people are buying electric vehicles, a lot of people are buying SUVs and these crossovers and blah blah blah. So, you know, manufacturers are not making cars to please you and me. They're trying to please the people that are buying. And while me and you love cars, we don't buy cars all that much. How often do I buy a car compared to a guy who just went out and bought the new EV that we think is disgusting? So it kind of does make sense. And at the end of the day, there are very few car manufacturers that really care about what they make rather than just make money and that's it. So which car is better in terms of the M3 and the M340i? This all takes us back to the same thing I said in the beginning of the video. It is all personal preference. Do you want a performance focused car, or do you want more of a luxury, comfortable performance car? I would much rather the M3 competition, but if you don't, 340i is a great car, and on paper it looks good. I mean, it sounds good, it's quick, and some might even say that it looks really good. So it's completely up to you. If it's about, look, if it's a financial thing, I understand, but if you have the money for both, it would kind of be stupid of you to go out and buy an M340i instead of an M3 competition. Or not, I can't tell you how to spend your money, but you should really be buying an M3 competition, not an M340i. Because while yes, they are very similar on paper, the driving experience is going to be extremely different. Because you know what? I do car reviews, and if you go down in the channel, you'll see that we've done a lot of car reviews. You know, the BMW M5 competition had 550 horsepower, and we also reviewed an older Audi R8 that had 500 something horsepower. And no, they weren't similar at all. The driving experience was completely different. But yeah, this is it guys for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. And let me know down below which car you think is better in your opinion. I'm pretty sure the people that have been subscribed for a while to the channel are going to say the M3 competition. But if you're one of the people that think that the M340i is a better decision than the M3 competition, let me know down below, because I'm actually interested to see how your brain activity is. And yeah, I'm joking. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you did like it, or like it if you didn't like it. Just like the video. It doesn't really matter, right? I'll see you guys next video.